Congratulations, you have watched a must-watch treasure movie. Many people said that after watching it, they seemed to have a psychological healing and they were no longer so anxious. Nanhai goes to the same store to steal things every day. The boss actually found it a long time ago, but never pointed it out. As time went by, she didn't want Nanhai to go astray, so she gently told her that if she wanted to steal, she should come to her store. Because of the long-term lack of nutrition, Mashi seemed to be extremely intelligent. At this young age, she fell in love with a lively and cute girl downstairs. But the self-abased girl would only stand upstairs every time and pour a glass of cold water at the girl to attract the other party's attention. Looking at Mashi downstairs every day, seeing Min and Luiying fall in love at first sight, she was envious. She could only practice good skills at home. After thinking about it, Mashi smashed the long-preserved money jar. For her now, the biggest thing is to become a real man. Because of the impulse of adolescence, she couldn't control her desire, so she gathered up her courage and found Luiying, whom she often observed. The other party thought she was too young and ignored her. Mashi was not angry with her. She asked several Luiying in a row. Finally, someone was willing to receive her. After going home, she took out her favorite doll and gave it to the other party. Luiying was amused by her cute behavior. When she was very young, Mashi's mother left home, so she took on all the housework. Even so, she could always find happiness in labor. But as soon as her father came back, this happiness disappeared. When her father faced her, he always covered his face and only complimented her for her hard work. He praised her brother for running away from home. Mashi hid in the bathroom because she couldn't stand her father's nagging. After a while, her father wanted to go in. She deliberately stood in the bathroom and didn't come out. Her father was so angry that Mashi sneaked in and laughed. Although her way of resisting was very childish, she was very satisfied. Today is Mashi's birthday. She made herself a little cake. After her father saw it, he only accused her of wasting money. She never cared about her son. Mashi was very hurt, but she couldn't help it. She lit a candle without making a wish. Because she knew her wish wouldn't come true, she just stared at the red and green lights. Downstairs, thinking about how to save more money to find Luiying again. Her father gave her money to buy vegetables every day, so she could only go to the store to steal. Although the boss saw it, he opened one eye and closed one eye and kindly called her name. Sometimes she always has a lot of problems. When she asked her father, the other party only asked her to check the dictionary. She also said that her brother loved to study more than her. Mashi asked, "Why did you run away from home when your brother was so good?" Mashi hated her brother, who she had never seen. One day, a crew went to the street where they were filming. The female star came to the boss's store to buy water. The boss sold mineral water to the female star at a higher price. The female star was a little dissatisfied, but she was delighted by the boss's words. Mashi thought the boss was too bold. Only then did she know that everything she had was seen by the boss. She said she would return the money to him in the future. Then she taught her how to save money. She said that canned food could become ordinary canned food in a moment. But you don't have to eat it yourself, just give it to your father. Bake bread overnight, and it will be like a new one. You can use the tea bag after drying it. Add some water to the wine, your father will never drink it. In this way, you can save money and buy what you like. Mashi followed this method and made canned food for her father. Her father didn't taste it, but he thought it was delicious. Mashi, who was always embarrassed, was asked by the boss. The boss told her that a smile can make people happy. Mashi tried it, and then she first experienced the benefits of a smile. She, who didn't answer the question in class, was embarrassed by the teacher. She showed a big smile. This smile made the teacher lose his temper. She tried to go to the street again. She smiled at the old and idle Luiying. The other person's coldness could not be contained immediately. At this moment, she seemed to have found the secret to victory. But when she came home, she smiled at her father, but was told that her teeth were too ugly. It was time to correct it. She suddenly became a little humiliated. Then she went to the boss and talked to him. "It's my fault. If I were like Popo, my father would love me." "What are you talking about? It's a game, Popo. Maybe he couldn't stand your father anymore." For her brother, running away was a mystery. I'm sure he knew how to smile. "I prefer you, 100 times, Popo. In order to calm her down, the boss asked her to help count coins together. He also found interesting topics to make her happy and asked her to go for a walk together on the weekend. Here, she saw the other side of the city. There was a happy atmosphere everywhere. Beauty is everywhere you look. These are what the boss's ancient book told her. Moshi also began to be interested in this book. She began to check the dictionary to find out relevant information. On the school bus, Moshi slowly walked towards the girl she loved. When the other person turned around, she gave a big smile. After many times, the girl also gave her a smile and went home. Her father told Moshi a bad news. She was fired and planned to find another job. Moshi came to the boss's shop in a hurry and told him about her troubles. When she saw that her shoes were not good, the boss said he would buy her a pair of shoes and told her, "You only have one pair of shoes, you have to take care of them. If the shoes hurt you, you change them. You can never change your feet." Of course, the boss's words also applied to women. The next day, they went to buy new shoes. She was happy to jump on the street. When she rushed back home, she only saw a bag of money and a letter. Her father thought he couldn't support two people, so he left her. At this moment, she became an orphan. Moshi wore her father's hat, as if she had become an independent adult. In the end, she tied the hat tightly and vented her hatred. At the darkest moment of her life, the girl she loved jumped into her world and let her come with her. In the process of learning martial arts, her haze was dispersed a little. After that, the two became more and more familiar, and soon they fell in love. They spent a lot of happy time together. In order to give the girl a gift, she sold her father's book. But when she was looking for her father with the gift, she found that the girl and the other boy were holding hands. She ran up the stairs angrily and smashed the gift to two people. Moshi already regarded the boss as a friend and a relative. All her troubles would be told to her. About love, the boss told her this. Your love for her is yours, it belongs to you. Even if she refuses it, she can't exchange anything. She doesn't take advantage of it, that's all. What you give to the world is yours forever. What you keep is lost forever. She would also tell her other reasons. Sometimes, not answering is also an answer. In this way, Moshi learned a lot about life after that. He went to find the girl again and wanted to hear her explanation. The girl decided to break up because of his last irrational action. He left in a bad mood and then found Luiying. On this day, the police came to the door and told her that her father committed suicide on the train. Since then, she really lost her father. Because she was still underage, the police wanted to send her to an orphanage. Moshi suddenly ran to the shop of his boss, and the police followed him. Moshi said this was his father's friend who could take care of him. Although the boss didn't figure out the situation, he still followed his words and helped Moshi deal with his father's funeral. Moshi, who was alone, decided to redecorate the house to welcome a new life. But what surprised him was that his mother came to find him. It's just that his mother, who left him when he was very young, didn't recognize him. Moshi's heart was cold. He didn't admit his identity, but lied that he was a new tenant here. During the conversation with his mother, he knew that he didn't have any brothers at all. His father has been lying to him all the time. Lying was just to humiliate him and suppress his confidence. Moshi felt that everything was so ridiculous. The object he has always hated was a toolless toolman. Then he walked into the shop of his boss and wanted the other party to adopt him. But he didn't know that his boss had been looking forward to this moment for a long time. Moshi was very happy. The next day, they began to carry out the adoption procedures. But because of the nationality issue, the procedures were very difficult. Fortunately, the two of them insisted. The party members became real relatives. The boss, who planned to return to his hometown, bought a sports car. But the only obstacle was that he didn't know how to drive. During the driving test, the boss couldn't remember the operating instructions. Fortunately, Moshi quietly reminded him. He got his driver's license. Then they were ready to go back to his hometown. Before they left, Moshi said goodbye to Luiying. Then he found his first love and touched her face gently. Moshi was relieved of this relationship. He and the boss set out on a new journey. On the way, the boss told him to see if a country was rich. He wanted to see his trash can. If there was a trash can but there was no trash, then this country was very rich. If there was trash in the trash can, It meant that it was neither poor nor rich. In the end, there was no trash can, but there was a lot of trash. That's a poor country. On the way, they saw all kinds of countries. Moshi also learned a lot from the boss. Slow is the secret to happiness. Many of us have been taught to be fast since we were young. We strive for fame and wealth. That's how we can be happy. But in fact, among us who have been in a hurry, only a few people can find the happiness in their hearts. They will sit on the boat and feel the passage of time. In the local taste of various delicacies, due to language barriers, Moshi failed to hook up with the girl. He had doubts about his appearance. The boss told him not to look at the girls with a glaring eye, but to look at them with an admiring eye. This will make the girls feel your charm. Moshi admired the boss even more. Not long after, they finally arrived at the boss's hometown. This is a remote village. The boss didn't know the way home. He asked Moshi to get out of the car and drive around. But, not long after, an uncle arrived in a hurry on a motorcycle. Although the language is not clear, Moshi guessed that the boss had an accident. Sure enough, he saw the overturned car in the middle of the road. Moshi was in a hurry. Finally, the motorcycle stopped in front of a house. At this time, Moshi was a little afraid to go in. He walked into the house step by step and saw the boss lying there. Moshi was very sad. She was afraid of losing her lover. But the boss was calm. Returning home is his lifelong wish. He has no regrets in his life. The boss left all his property to Moshi. Many years later, Moshi guarded the boss's shop alone. He didn't have a day off like him. He was always there when someone needed him. One day, he met a little boy who was stealing. So he learned from the boss. He closed his eyes and opened his eyes. He even named him Momo. It's like a reincarnation. He can't help but reminisce. This film tells the story of a Jewish boy and an Arab old man. The story is simple, but it contains cruelty and warmth. It reminds us that slow is the key to happiness. In this pursuit of happiness, the real happiness belongs to those who know how to slow down. The old man used the last time to teach the young man to love and respect. And more importantly than ability, it's the cultivation of character. They know each other and take care of each other. This friendship has nothing to do with age and race, but the most precious legacy in life. It tells us what you have paid will always belong to you. What you keep has long been lost.